The North Central College men's track and field team celebrated its 10th straight indoor CCIW championship. The women's track and field team takes 3 events and 4 wrestlers get ready for nationals. All this and so much more as the Cardinal Report rolls on. The men's track and field team recorded 236.5 points while winning its 10th straight indoor CCIW championship. This is the highest point total for the Cardinals during that run. Joining us today is head men's coach Al Carius and middle distance runner Jacob Austin. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Coach, let's talk about that 10 straight CCIW titles, and this is the highest point total. Do you feel like this is a team that can really move on to do some great things?
We were looking ahead last year about this time to this year's team, and we feel like we've got great upper class leadership, and we had great momentum coming off the fall with the national championship in cross country. And so we were very, very excited about this year's team, and both indoors and outdoors.
Well, Coach, you have 4 outdoor national championships, but only 1 indoor national championships. I say only, but that was in 1989. Seems like indoors are much more harder to win.
Well, I think you're absolutely right there. We do put our sights on the outdoor championship and try to use indoors as a stepping stone towards that. But I'm not as an excuse, but for many years now, we have not had any indoor track to have any meets. And with the new rec center right now, that gives us the great tool to be able to really build a stronger indoor performance for the national championship.
And we saw some strong performances at the CCIW championships. And let's start with the field athlete of the meet, Robert Kaputska, won the weight throw and the shot put.
Yes, fine young man, and just a very, very hard worker, and it was exciting to watch him in both those events and really have the performances that he had.
Now, you also have a transfer student from COD that's running in the 400 for you and the 200. His name's Dan Benton. He won the 400. He's been winning the 400 all year.
He's a talent. He really is, and we knew that he was going to be outstanding for us when we watched him at College DuPage last year, and we were excited about him coming over to North Central College, and he's been everything that we thought he was going to be so far.
Coach, we look at individual and group accomplishments, and it shows true with Jacob Austin. He won the 800 meter, and he was also a part of the middle distance group, the medley team that won their event. Both of those were CCIW records.
Yes. Jake has been a strong leader for us for a long time, and not only with indoor and outdoor track and those performances, but really as a great performer in cross country too.
Well, Jake, last year you won the CCIW indoor championship in the 800 meter, and you repeated this year. Was it harder this year?
Yeah, I mean, it was harder because this year I'd run the DMR the night before, but I just knew. We watched the first 2 heats of the 800 and that second heat. The 800 was actually a really strong event this year, where it hasn't been in the past, and we knew that with that second heat, I think they went 155. That we knew that we just have to take that third heat out and see what would happen, and I just kind of took out the race and ended up working out.
Coach, let's go back to some more CCIW records set at the meet. Matt Borchert, pentathlon. He and Joe Schneiderbauer both improved on their provisional qualifying marks. Just talk about what they were able to do at the meet.
Wow, they just have, again, it sounds like a cliche, but I mean, they've worked so hard and been so confident, and I think they had a synergistic effect too by working together. I think that each one of them has elevated themselves to a higher level, and it's certainly, they've got great momentum, and we're excited about what they're going to be doing at the national championships.
Now, Borchert, he and freshman Zach Hirspink, they kind of battled it mano a mano in the high jump, clearing 6 foot 4 3/4 inches. Now, Zach Hirspink, he won the event because he had fewer jumps.
Right. And it's really fun to watch this jump group, and I would call them not a jump group, but a jump team. I used the word synergy earlier, and they really have a synergistic effect with the jump team.
Coach, you talk about the jumpers and the synergistic effect. How about the pole vaulters? They finished 1 through 5, and once again, it was Jake Winder, the senior, leading the group. He's the reigning indoor national champion.
Right. It's never happened before in the history of CCIW track and field, indoors or outdoors, where we take the 5 places like that. Tim Winder, our vault coach, has just done a phenomenal job. And the only difficulty in that area is we've got so much talent and so much depth, and we can only compete 5 people in that event at the conference championship. We had others in the wings that could have gotten in there and done equally as well.
Jake, Coach was talking about the senior leadership on this team, and certainly you're one of those guys. You look at the 3,000-meter run and the 5,000-meter run with Kyle Brady and Michael Spain. Brady, he was in it at the very end in the 5,000, but a teammate, Christopher Kane, passed him up. Let's kind of talk about that group.
Well, I think that's a good thing. We have a very selfless team, and Brady, he's been a successful runner since his freshman year, and he's worked really hard to get to this spot. And Chris Kane has worked equally as hard, and I think it was good to, Chris coming up in that race, and Brady saw him coming, and kind of letting Chris take that W and get first place. And we have these guys that they could be running for other programs and being their top runners, but being a part of North Central, you don't always get that top spotlight. It's just being part of the team that is such a great thing.
Sure. Well, North Central College hosted the CCIW Indoor Championships for the first time at the Carius track. We got reactions from the meet in this week's What's the Word?
We talk about in our team meetings each week about our teamwork, just feeding off each other's energy, synergistic effect, and just hearing everyone cheering out here. It's great to have this whole meet. This is just a great environment. We just worked together and did great.
My freshman year was the first year we lost conference in years. So for us to come out and have this dominating of a performance today is really nice. And your team's going to be there when you need it most, when you need that extra little energy to get over the top.
We're trying to accomplish the same things, we're feeding off each other's energy here just the same way we would at the national meet 2 weeks from now, and we're just going to try and do the same thing.
Coach, you hear the kids and they talk about using the CCIW meet to kind of look forward 2 weeks later to the national meet. The competition at the CCIW meet really prepare these kids for the nationals?
Yes, it really does, because the energy there, the fan base, there, and our whole team is there in supporting a role for each other. And in fact, in many ways, the indoor conference meet is in the highlight of the year because all the team members share that experience. But it is a stepping stone for those that are fortunate enough to qualify to go to the national championship. But it will be a limited number of people that get there.
You heard Coach talk about it. CCIW, Jake, is a very exciting time. Just kind of talk about competing in that meet, especially at home at the Carius track, when there were just people lined up on the balcony and just shouting for some of those finishes.
Yeah, the CCIW, it's the meet. we look forward to that meet every single year, and it brings out the best in everybody. And, as you can see this last weekend, we had a lot of PRs and stuff. But I think this year is definitely more exciting just having it at our own home meet. And, we didn't have to go very far. And we had a lot of alums come back and, see the new facility and just seeing, a CCI indoor meet at home. I think it brought a lot of energy. And, it's crazy running on the track because, the gun goes off and you don't hear anything for my 800, I couldn't hear. All I heard was screaming for 4 entire laps. And, it's definitely an awesome environment to be in.
Jacob, we wish you guys all the best, the last chance qualifier and at the national meet. Good luck.
Thank you.
Stay tuned as the women's assistant head coach, Mahesh Narnan, high jumper Michelle Cristione, and sprinter Lauren Brightmore join us to talk about the women's meet. We'll be right back.